Demary here. I really don't know where to start on this video. Actually, didn't think I'd be making another video anytime soon. But I have to talk about some things. I usually post recovery videos about recovery and my recovery, maybe my trials and things I've been through. This is totally different. I'm gonna give some examples about how we view people like me, people with addiction issues, or what I believe is mental illness. And if we start looking at that way, more so, what I experienced last night probably wouldn't happen. So this is not to boast. If you think that, please just move on, shut the video off, don't watch it, because this is not about boasting. This is not about ego. This is not about, look at me, I'm making a video. If you feel that way, actually listen. Listen to the points I make and what happened to me last night. Actually, more importantly, what happened to a young lady in Cumberland Farms. I don't know if you believe in God. I don't know if you think God works through people or you believe more in coincidental things. But what happened last night for me is there's no way it was just a random coincidence. So I just want to explain some things. I actually went to a comedy show, Zip Store's comedy show, on a date. Actually brought my 19-year-old son. It was our 5th date. So anyways, from laughing and with my friends, there was a whole table full of us. We left the Crown Plaza, or whatever it's called now. We were heading back to my house, and I'm on a keto diet, so I have no meat in my house, so I needed to get something. So I figured we'd go to Cumberland Farms. So me and my friend Jessica did a kind of a U-turn and beeline. Spur of the moment thought, let's go to Cumbies. Ended up in Cumbies. So how the world has changed. I mean, the way we look at people suffering from a mental illness. I know you call it addiction because they became addicted, but however, before that, they have a mental illness. And I've talked about that in other videos. I don't want to get deep into that. But maybe if we looked at this for what it really is, what happened last night would have never happened. I said that. So we go to Cumberland Farms, and I find some pepperoni sticks and some cheese and stuff I can eat, and she grabs a drink. I get in line. She says she had to use the restroom. She goes to the restroom. Well, all of a sudden, I'm in line. I run my card. I got to put my PIN in. And she comes out and stands next to me, beat red, and she says, there's someone in the bathroom, and they're purple, and there's a needle on the floor in Cumberland Farms in the woman's room. Now, this ain't about how great I am. I've been there. I've been the person on the ground, overdosed. So she's telling the woman this, that we need help and to call 911. And I said, so she's in the bathroom on the floor? Yes, she's locked in the stall. And she looked under and seen that the woman was purple. So I go to leave, and the woman that she's telling says to me, wait a minute, put your PIN in. Wait a minute? Put your PIN in? Really? Someone dead in your bathroom who needs help because every second is important. Wait a minute? Some pepperoni sticks? Someone dead? I don't know. I do know. That's right. It's a fucking dirty addict and they're dead. Oh my God, someone's in there with a heart attack. The whole world be running to her rescue. But no one did. She wouldn't even leave the counter because I hadn't put my PIN in for my debit card yet. So I ran over with Jessica, we ran over to the door, and I didn't want to run in the woman's room. Sure I did. The woman goes in there finally and comes out nonchalantly. I said, what are you doing? She goes, calling 911. We can't touch the body. She's purple, not breathing, dead. We can't touch the body. Store policy. Fuck your store policy. Fuck your Cumberland Farms job. God bless you, you got a job. Not picking on that. I don't care if you're a judge or the President of the United States. What's more important? A PIN number, a job, or a life? I know the answer. So I said, well, I can go in there. And I did. Jessica followed me. There was a needle on the ground. She was on the ground, but she's locked in the stall. So I start trying to bust the stall open. And I couldn't. Pretty strong guy. Couldn't make it happen. So I jumped over and jumped in. Anyways, I checked. She was not breathing. She was 10 shades of gray and purple. So I opened the door. Well, first I started giving her CPR. Didn't even think to open the door. But I opened the door because Jessica yelled, open the door, open the door. I dragged her out. And I continued to give her CPR. I'm a hero. We're going to talk about that. Not a hero. But I'm going to give you a comparison. So the police come. They don't have Narcan. Nobody's got Narcan. Nobody came in the bathroom because there's a drug addict and they're dead. Because Jessica ran out there yelling, does anybody got Narcan? We need help. She's dead. Not one person in that store came to help. So I'm laying in there. I'm sitting in there on the ground doing sternum rubs, CPR. Finally, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes into it, 4 minutes into it, she comes to for a minute. And then she goes back out, starts turning purple again. I kept talking to her, telling her she's dying to fight for her life. Blah, 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 blah. What happened at this point is irrelevant. The cop comes. He has no Narcan. So I'm keeping her alive while we're waiting for the paramedics. Not the end of the story. The paramedics get there. They're going to Narcan her. I walk out. I'm shaking. I'm shaking up. We're both crying. It was emotional because, man, that's been me. And that's a person in there who has a family. Come to find out she has kids. But she did it to herself. So let's finish this fucking transaction and get your PIN number in here. We'll let that person die in there. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, police officer takes my name. Cops were cool. I wish they had Narcan. But they came in. They were supportive. Ambulance, fire trucks, all that stuff. We walk out of the store. And the fireman comes up to me looking into my best interest, I guess. He looks at me. I'm all dressed up and all spiffed out in slacks and shirt. Right? Comes up to me. He says, hey, you probably want to go. You gave her mouth to mouth? I said, yes, I did. He said, you probably want to go to the emergency room. I said, I'm not overdosing. Why do I got to go to the emergency room? He said, because you've been exposed. I've been exposed. Like she's an alien from another galaxy and she brought the plague and I put my mouth on her mouth. I'm going to die. He has no idea that I'm a fucking recovering. I don't call myself an addict anymore. I have a mental illness that I'm recovering from. Therefore, I don't do drugs. He has no idea. He's assuming by looking at me that I'm just some Joe Schmo that put my mouth on a dirty addict's mouth. Now, I understand diseases. I understand HIV. I understand Hep C. So I shouldn't have gave her mouth to mouth? That's crazy. First of all, the chances of catching that is almost this from kissing somebody. And I wasn't kissing her, but I was blowing in her mouth. I said to him, I'm just like her. Don't worry about me. Crazy to me. So I want to back up. We jump in the car. We leave. All right, whatever, right? I want to back up to 2001 when I owned a car dealership. And I'm not boasting. I'm giving you an example of how we look at people that are suffering and dying every day. I had a car dealership. Long story short, a guy had a heart attack at PHS. His wife ended up stopping in front of my dealership on Elm Street. I was with a customer. I ran over. He had a heart attack. He was flatline, not breathing. Me and my secretary at the time gave him CPR for quite a long time, and we got him back. Saved his life, right? Could have left him in the car. I dragged him out, whatever. Yeah. Right? A couple of days later, I'm on the front page of the Berkshire Eagle. I'm on the news being interviewed about being a hero, right? Because the guy had a heart attack. Mr. Demary, you have a good night. Do I want someone to call me a hero for doing that? No, it's not the point. I have saved 6 addicts now with CPR. I don't have 6 pins of being a hero. I have 1. Why? Am I saying I want pins? No. I'm saying, what's the difference? A life for a life. Black lives matter. White lives matter. Every race matters. People suffering in addiction matter. Heart attack, car accident, I don't care what it is. You deserve to have someone try to save your life if they can and they happen to be there. But in this scenario, she's just an addict in there getting high. Fuck her. Fuck it. Let them all die. It's pretty extreme. Don't think people talk like that. Just like racists talk about black people that way. Or Jewish people or whatever. They're just addicts. So, am I looking for check me out? I said, no. I'm making a point that it matters. That girl's life matters. She's got a mental illness. If she was in there with a gun to her head, the whole world, the whole store would be shut down, and the news cameras would be there, and we'd want to save her life. But she's laying on the ground with a needle in her arm. Put your pin in before you go give her CPR. What? And this is not that girl's fault that works there. That's just the way the world looks. It's like we're numb to it because so many are dying. I'm sorry. It was a horrible experience for me because I've been on both sides. As I'm saving her life, I'm thinking that was me. So we need to stop looking at people this way, right? It's a mental illness that we are suffering from. Addiction is what happened after. I'm rambling. I needed to get this out. All human beings deserve to live. Even a dirty addict laying on a floor in a bathroom in Cumberland Farms. Hope she's doing okay. Because I'm not. That was horrible. God bless you. Hug an addict today. Save an addict's life. They don't want to die. They don't deserve to die. They're sick. They need to have somebody help them get well. They're not bad. And they need to be good. That's all I got. God bless you. I'm going to keep plugging away one day at a time. Because that could have been me. And it could be me tomorrow. God bless.